The way this session works, it's called a poetry cafe. Um, we do introductions at the beginning. Typically, I will read one or two of the poems that you have been sent already. Hopefully, you've had a moment to look at them. Um, and then, welcome, Pam. And then what we do is we just really, this is about responding to lines or images or concepts in a poem, just really a response from our hearts, not so much from our minds, not so much about analyzing or figuring out what it means. It's really just about how it sits with you. And then we do some short writings together, which you will see if you haven't done this particular kind of work before, it's pretty mind-blowing what happens in 3 minutes of writing from a prompt and then again sharing it with each other and just responding from our hearts. So there are quite a few people on the screen today who've been coming regularly for months, and we are happy to have a continuous cohort, and we are always happy to have people who have never come before and want to come in and out as time allows for you. So special welcome to people who have not been here before. Um, oh yeah. So let's just go around and do our brief introductions. We just, our name, where we are in the universe right now. Um, and either this morning, either just a quick, an image or a feeling when you're asked the question, how are you doing right now, this morning, in this moment? What jumps up at you? An image could just be a color, could be a word that describes a feeling, anything. Um, Name is Red Wing Kesar. Just to let folks know who haven't been here, I'm a palliative care nurse with the MERI Center at UCSF, and I'm honored that um, at the MERI Center we consider writing poems a big part of palliative care and a way to reduce suffering in the world and in ourselves. So I'm thrilled to be here, and my word for this morning is warmth. I'm enjoying the warmth. Well, this is definitely a full circle here. So welcome everyone, especially it's just kind of amazing to see people from all over the country here. It's really fabulous. Um, I am going to start with one of the poems that I sent out today. Kind of just so you know, every week I sort of imagine a topic each week. Sometimes it's not quite as on topic. Um, this week I sort of was sitting with who are we? And one of my very favorite quotes of all time is a quote from the French philosopher Teilhard de Chardin that says, "We are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience." And it helps me to remember that when such craziness is going on in the world. And I received this poem called Absolute on a poetry group that I'm on, and it just really struck me this week around who we are, how we attend to who we are, especially with the reality of having our first African American woman vice president who is going to be the vice president. This poem is called Absolute by Jacqueline Woodson. The summer I was 10, a teenager named Kim butterflied my hair, cornrows curling into braids behind each ear. "Everybody's wearing this style now," Kim said. Who could try to tell me I wasn't beautiful? The magic in something as once ordinary as hair, that for too long had not been good enough, now winged and amazing, now connected. to a long line of crowns. Now connected to a long line of girls moving through Brooklyn with our heads held so high our necks ached. You must know this too. That feeling of being so much more than you once believed yourself to be. So much more than your too skinny arms and too big feet and too long fingers and too thick and stubborn hair. All of us now suddenly seen. The trick mirror that had us believe we weren't truly beautiful suddenly shifts. And there we are. And there we are. And there we are again. And oh, how could we not have seen ourselves before? So much more. We are so much more. So, what word or idea or phrase in that poem just jumps out at you and resonates with your heart?
A long line of girls moving through Brooklyn, our heads held so high our necks ached.
Of being so much more than you once believed yourself to be.
For too long had not been good enough.
All of us, go ahead.
The trick mirror that had us believe we weren't truly beautiful.
I liked, and there we are, that idea of recognition.
All of us now suddenly seen.
I love butterflied my hair.
I like There we are, and there we are again.
Yeah, I liked it. And there we are is repeated 3 times.
I like, and we are so much more.
So let's use as a prompt. Again, always when I give prompts for those of you who haven't been here before, you can use whatever line or word or phrase in the poem stands out and resonates in your heart as your prompt. Or you can use who could try to tell me, or suddenly seen, or there we are. And we will do a 4-minute write. And it usually helps to put yourself on mute. Most people are while you're writing. And then I will ring the bell at 4 minutes and we will come back together. So go ahead and start.
Can you repeat the prompt?
The prompt is either who could try to tell me, or suddenly seen, or there we are.
Thank you.
Would anyone like to read what came through them. Once again, I'm just always amazed at when we don't censor ourselves and just let spirit come through us with words in short amounts of time. It's mind-blowing. I'm going to read this one of the other poems from this week. This is a poem by David Whyte called Sometimes. Sometimes, if you move carefully through the forest, breathing like the ones in the old stories. Let's start again. Sometimes, if you move carefully through the forest, breathing like the ones in the old stories, who could cross a shimmering bed of leaves without a sound, you come to a place whose only task is to trouble you with tiny but frightening requests, conceived out of nowhere, but in this place beginning to lead everywhere. Requests to stop what you are doing right now and to stop what you are becoming while you do it. Questions that can make or unmake a life. Questions that have patiently waited for you. Questions that have no right to go away. Is there an image or a line?
Questions that can make or unmake a life.
Questions that have patiently waited for you. I like that.
Questions that have no right to go away.
Conceived out of nowhere.
Go ahead.
So many questions.
Whose only task is to trouble you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who could cross a shimmering bed of leaves without a sound.
Tiny but frightening requests.
Stop what you're becoming while you do it.
So let's use as our prompt either the word sometimes or the word questions. And we'll write for 3 minutes. Is there someone who would like to read? Thank you, everyone. As always, amazing words coming through us. As a reminder, if something has come through you today or you keep working on it and you're willing and wanting to share it with the world, please send it to Gail or me. Our plan at this point is starting in September to do a quarterly kind of booklet of poems that have been written during these classes. And if you do send something, if you would send like a 2-line bio about yourself. If you are willing to do that, that would be great too. Or we're hoping to start putting together poems for a September booklet. Many of you have already sent us things, so thank you. Please continue to do that. This is just such, for me, such an amazing way of healing and resilience, and so appreciate being with you as you know each week. Those who come and go, those who may just come once, thank you for being here. Hopefully you will come again. I'm going to end with a poem that I did not send you this week, but kind of in honor of the fact that Daniel's here and it's Kathleen's birthday, and Mary Jane Block, who the MERI Center for Palliative Care Education is named for. We have finally have the publication of her writings, and I got her book in the mail yesterday. We will do a formal book launch at some point for the MERI Center of Mary Jane's amazing writing. But I wanted to end with probably my favorite poem of hers. Mary Jane had metastatic cancer for 26 years and was a force of nature for all who knew her. This poem is called "We Are Sustained, We Are Transformed." By the love of friends, by the daily arrival of mail delivered by our neighbors, by the dusk sky turning Maxfield Parish blue, by the handmade rolls anonymously left at our front door, still warm from the secret donor's oven, by the email from one of the ones who got away 20 years ago, by the immediate yeses to requests for help so nervously sent, by the soothing blanket of the opiate painkiller, by the doctor with the gold hoop in his left ear who listens, by the medical assistant who says, "You're always so nice to me," by the friend who brings cabbage borscht and pierogi for lunch, by Vietnamese coffee ice cream and ginger lemon sorbet, by the warmth of the sun unaccompanied by wind, by writing together, by laughter. We are sustained, we are transformed by writing together and by laughter. Thank you all so much for making poems together. May you have a wonderful weekend. May you keep writing and letting words pour through you. Send them to us if you are so inspired. And stay safe, and many blessings to everyone. Thank you.